Part 3. You will hear a discussion between two students in New Zealand called James and Lily, who are planning a presentation on the subject of endangered Pacific languages. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, James. Come in. That's right, we're going to work on our presentation. I've got my notes here somewhere. This is them. Pacific languages that are in danger of dying out. Okay, so we were going to start with, give some statistics about Pacific languages, weren't we?
Yeah, that's right. So then we need to go on to the main theme of our presentation, Pacific languages becoming extinct.
Yeah, exactly. Language loss.
But it's the same all over the world, isn't it? Minority languages are dying out.
Well, according to Professor Benton, who's done research in the Pacific and other regions, languages with fewer than 50,000 speakers won't survive. So, although the Pacific is actually quite well off in terms of language protection programs, it will have a particularly high rate of language loss because many of its languages are spoken by 5,000 people or fewer.
Okay, well, then we should really
Another interesting thing is comparing language loss with environmental conservation, because apparently 5% of fish species are seriously endangered and 11% of birds. And look at the money that goes into protecting the environment. But as many as 90% of the world's languages face extinction, and most people aren't even aware of the problem.
Yeah, that's probably most important of all.
We should also mention borrowing words from other languages, because it's often argued that Pacific languages aren't suitable anymore because there's no vocabulary for dealing with science and modern technology. And sometimes Pacific Islanders feel ashamed of using borrowed words to describe computers and stuff. But in fact, most languages, and English in particular, have borrowed words when necessary. Pacific people should maybe feel happier about adapting their own language into modern life.
Yeah, good point. I also think that we should make it clear that being wealthy isn't always an advantage in language conservation. In more prosperous islands, like Guam, the English language media is so prevalent that the traditional language is being lost quite quickly.
And it's similar in Hawaii. They've invested heavily to save the language, but with mixed results.
But in places where average income is lowest, like the island of Rotuma, with only a small investment in education, the local language has the highest rate of use.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
Okay, so now we were going to do a case study.
Yeah, the Maori language in New Zealand.
So, where's a good place to start with Maori in New Zealand?
Well, I think back in the 1970s, when, tens of thousands of people signed the petition about calling for the promotion of the Maori language.
And that resulted in the first schools being established that used Maori. There had always been Maori books available and stuff, but now it was being used as the actual...
The means of instruction.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was only primary and secondary at this stage, wasn't it? Not universities.
Then I suppose the next breakthrough came when the government provided funding for interpreters, which made it possible for Maori to be used in the legal system.
Okay, yes, that was important. I think then we must mention Maori being recognised as one of New Zealand's 3 official languages.
Along with English and sign language, yeah, absolutely. Because that meant Maori, like the other 2, could be used in Parliament. And that's kind of symbolic, isn't it, for the language to be used in televised parliamentary debates and things.
And then soon after that they started broadcasting in Maori, didn't they?
Yeah, but we should mention the Wananga here, because they were set up first. They were the first universities to use Maori for teaching, so that was important.
Yeah, you're right. because it wasn't until 1992 that the first frequency was allocated for a Maori language radio station, and, the popularity was immediate, because soon there were about 20 different Maori stations.
But it took a lot longer to get a Maori television channel up and running because of the...
I think what made a difference was that the big newspapers got behind the campaign with their editorials and things, which kind of helped swing public opinion.
And Maori TV finally started in 2004, which has really brought the language into the mainstream.
Well, I think our presentation should go down well.